So the tent has only been up a couple of hours. It's already getting absolutely soaked, as you can probably see. I'm just checking that the titanium pegs haven't shifted yet, just to make sure there's nothing untoward about the pitch. Looks not too bad. There's only one large peg which holds this main hoop, and the rest of them are just tiny little titanium ones. That one's shifted slightly. Just push them back in again. The ground is very soft and waterlogged. But yeah, so not pleasant at all. A couple of hours of rain so far and the wind is getting up. So we'll check it in a couple of hours again, see if there's any leaks. And 2 hours later, it's lunchtime. Just do a quick leak check. It seems to be okay. Yeah, everything looks all right in there. I'm not getting in just now though. We'll come back later. We've had about 5 hours of fairly consistent rain, and I've just jumped into the tent to check it. There's no sign of any leaks. However, the wind has now begun to pick up, and compared to my previous test with the North Face Assault, this wee tent is beginning to show some signs of stress. When the wind really gets up, it does cave in quite a bit. However, I think the carbon poles will hold. But yeah, I think it's a completely different kettle of fish when it comes to high winds. Yeah, so it's 4 o'clock and it's pretty windy. Just checking on the tent again there. There was a real squall came through, and it really took a bit of a hammering, but it's still in one piece. I may have to change out these pegs though. I'm not convinced that these will stay in for the duration of this storm. So to be honest, the storm hasn't been that bad tonight compared to Misha. So I just thought I'd nip out just now and have a wee look at the tent again before I go to my bed. Everything's looking okay, I think. It's all holding. You can probably hear how noisy it is in the background. So the rain hasn't been as bad. Looks alright. But yeah, the tent is dry inside. Despite the really heavy rain earlier on today for quite a number of hours, the tent is bone dry inside. There's no sign of any water ingress. There's very little condensation inside it, but I think it's because it's better vented than the North Face Four Season tent. So yeah, the venting through the length of the tent seems to work very well. It's a wee bit noisier, still an island fair drums, you can probably hear it in the wind. So not as good or as quiet a night's sleep as you get in the assault tent. But yeah, the winds are certainly cranking up now. Unfortunately, I'm going to go to my kit, but I hope that it'll hold, and I'll check it in the morning and we'll see how it goes. It's a very low profile tent, and the carbon main pole above me here just flexes slightly, a bit like a fishing rod. But overall, with the two carbon pole ends, it seems to be quite stable. But I guess that just boils down to its very, very low profile to the wind. Yeah, so there's no water coming through there. There is mesh on both the inner and the outer, and you can't seal it completely, but it's got quite a good hood over the pole, so I don't see any water coming in the ends. But at the moment, as just the odd shower that comes through, it's not too bad. It's really just about the wind tonight. Yeah, what I haven't done actually is put in a walking pole to further support this. I'd rather just test this as it comes straight out of the box. So with the very basic pegs and without propping up any of the structure of it or bolstering it in any artificial way. The one thing I would say about this tent, if you're stuck in it all night, is there's not a hell of a lot of room to cook. You can actually pull the inner back with this toggle, to give yourself probably just enough room, but you wouldn't want a particularly tall stove. I think you'd risk burning the nylon on the tent. Better to cook outside if you can. And there's a wee vent just above you here, which would get rid of some of the moisture. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll call it a night. I'm going to head back in and leave this thing up, and I hope it will still be there in the morning. Don't know if you can see the trees up there, but they really are getting a hammering now. One last check of the pegs, make sure they're all in. Yeah. Well, it's the morning after the storm, and I'm pleased to say the tent is still up, amazingly enough, and it looks okay. No damage as far as I can tell. The pegs all still seem to be in place. I'd say this is a wee bit slack. This could come out a centimetre or so. I left the interior open just so as we can get a look inside. Yeah, everything looks absolutely good. No issues. So that was Storm JOCELYN. Not quite as severe as Isha for sure. Just didn't have the same severe gusts. Still pretty strong though, I have to say, later on about 11 o'clock last night. But yeah, tent's absolutely bomber, no problem. A couple of pegs have kind of loosened off slightly, but they're titanium needles, so it's not a surprise. But yeah, I'm happy with this as well, so this should be fine even in some pretty dodgy conditions in 3 seasons. So it's good to know that it can handle quite a lot of wind. And I think that just basically boils down to the low profile of the tent. So if you get any questions, drop me a line. It's just a wee experiment. I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and it may have been of use to you. I do like this little tent, but it's basically a glorified bivvy. We'll get out and use this when the weather's a wee bit less wintry in the near future. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there for the next one. Cheers just now.